for your patience. We got Haason on the line here. Haason, can you hear us on your end?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, perfect. All right, guys, just a reminder, please use the raise hand button if you have questions for Haason, and you can also introduce yourself, name and outlet, so that he knows who you are with. So let's get started with David Newton.
Hey, Haason, welcome to Charlotte. David Newton with ESPN.com. Want to know, what would have happened to your football career had Matt Rhule not taken you in 2013 or not gone to Temple, and what does it mean to be reunited with him?
As far as what would happen with my football career, I mean, I don't know, I only walked one path, and, that was to be a walk-on at Temple and, work my way up to getting onto the field. And, now I'm at this point right now, which is, it's great, man. It's great, man. It's a blessing to be around people that I know from coaching staff down to some of the players that's on the team. There's a lot of Temple guys there, so it'll be a lot of familiarity. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. As I said, it's a blessing. I'm appreciative of the opportunity, and I'm ready to get to it.
And did you choose reuniting with Matt and Phil Snow over maybe better offers out there?
A little bit, but also I had talked to Coach Rhule and I had talked to Coach Snow, and it seemed like we had a pretty good understanding. That was the biggest thing for me, fit and understanding, and everything sounded good. And I like what I heard, and I know these guys, I trust these guys, and was ready to come here and get back to work with these guys.
Go to Josh Klein for the next question. Josh, I think your audio isn't working right now.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yep, go ahead.
Hey, I'm back. It's been a while for Zooms. I'm sorry. Haason, Josh Klein with the Riot Report. Appreciate you taking the time. Was curious what changed last year that made it so much more successful, that made you so much more successful?
The question is, the answer is easy. I was put back into my natural position, moved from, off ball backer back to onto the edge, which I played for the most part when I was in college. And, that's where I belong. That's where my skills, my talent shines the most. And after last year, as you can see, it's the best move for me, man. That's where, that's the best fit, and that's where I belong.
Go to Jonathan Alexander.
Hey, Haason, Jonathan Alexander, Charlotte Observer. Hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, I'm doing good. And yourself?
Good. I'm wondering, are there any specific memories at Temple that you kind of harp back on, you think back of your time that really kind of stand out, particularly when Matt Rhule or Phil Snow at all?
I would say I have two big moments at Temple for me. The first would be when I earned my single digit my senior year. I'm pretty sure now, y'all, if not, just in case y'all don't, single digit is awarded to the top, the top 9 toughest guys, or I guess there's no 0. So 8 guys on the team that's, considered to be the toughest people on the team is voted on by coaches and players. So that was special to me, especially being a walk-on. I got that honor over several guys that was on scholarship. That was important to me. And then the next moment was my senior year, winning the AAC championship. The journey had been, it had been a long one at Temple. When Rhule first got there, I think his first year there, we were 2-10. I forget what we were the second year. We were in the middle, average. And then my third year, we went 10-4. We lost in the championship that year, but then my senior year, we went 10-4 and we won the championship, and that was big. Being a senior, somebody that was a part of helping change the program around, and to go out my senior year on a high note and as a winner, as a champion, it meant everything to me.
Let's go to Joe Person for the next question.
Hey, Haason, I'm with The Athletic here in Charlotte. Good to see you.
going to ask you two things. One, did you call and talk to any of your former Temple guys here, either before or after, when you were considering the Panthers?
I had talked to PJ Walker. Me and him, we have a good relationship. We've been good friends since school. And I haven't stopped, we stayed in contact ever since, school had ended for us. This whole process in the NFL, our journeys in the NFL, we stayed throughout. Other than that, the only people that I had talked to were coaches.
And you obviously had the background with Phil and Matt. What did PJ tell you about the organization in general? And then I was curious, finally, just kind of what your reaction was those first couple of days of free agency when the edge rushers were flying off the board at a pretty good number, and you had to wait and bide your time.
Yeah, as far as PJ, he was just telling me, how the program was a good program, how the building was, how it would be familiar for me with the Temple staff being there, and just how the players was, how the city was, the fans, he's just telling me how he loves it down there. It's a good city to be in, a good football atmosphere, and he loves the city down there. So definitely can't wait to get out there and get settled, man, and see what the city is about. As far as the first couple of days of free agency, it is what it is, man. I understood. A lot of people want to, see if I can really do this thing at a high level. Teams had concerns about last year, being as though it was my first year on the edge. With the production that I have, they want to see if this is something, am I the real deal or was last year just, a fluke. And that's pretty much it. That's all I thought about it. I'm here now. I'm ready to get to work and move on with my future, and try to be an asset to the Carolina Panthers.
Go to Mike Solarte, followed by Will Kunkel.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, Haason. Good to see you. Good to meet you virtually.
Thank you. Same.
Maybe we'll meet face to face at some point soon. But you talked about fit and understanding. You fit well with Phil and Matt, and you understand their expectations of you. As you look around the defense that you're coming into, how do you fit, and what's your understanding of the scheme and what Phil Snow and the defense is going to be asking of you?
Right now, it's just, I already knew that, Carolina had a bunch of good players on that team, great players. You got Shaq Thompson, Brian Burns, you got Derek Brown who's coming up, a bunch of good players on the team. And, when I was at Temple with Rhule and Snow, I was one of the guys on defense. I was the top guy on defense. My number was called, and I still want that. I still want to be the guy that's called on to make plays. Not saying that I have to be the only guy, but I want to be a big part of that. And when I talked to them, that was understood. It sounded like an agreement on that. And aside from that, just coming in and being a leader. Being year 5, this defense is on the, younger side. And just coming in, trying to show the guys the right way, how to be a pro, and being a leader, man.
Hey, Haason, Will Kunkel here with Fox and Charlotte. Good to meet you, buddy. And just kind of a big picture question. What's your take on 17 games this season? Is there anything you like or dislike about it, and anything that changes for you?
I mean, you look at it, a lot of people, it could go both ways because of what type of sport football is. I always say, football is a gladiator sport, man. It's almost a collision on every play. So, it could be taxing on the body, but it's one more game. And I do think, I love football, so I love playing. I can't wait to get back out there on the field already as it is. So I have no problems with it. It's one extra game. And, I'm going to take it like I'm going to take the same approach as I did to all the games before it and, try to go out there and play my best on the 17th month.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go to Elena Getzenberg and then back to David Newton.
Hey, Haason, Elena Getzenberg, Charlotte Observer. Nice to meet you virtually.
Nice to meet you as well.
First question I had for you is, when Matt became a head coach last year, did you at all look at that and say, oh, it'd be nice to play for him again? Did that at all enter your mind?
Honestly, I hadn't thought about it just because of where I was at, in my career. But I did think it was amazing, to see where, where he had came from, all the way up to being a head coach in the NFL, man. That's big right there, and it's a true testament to his career. One thing I could say about him is he does get behind his players, get them motivated to play. And it has worked very well for him to the point where he's able to be, he has an NFL head coaching job now. So, that's a big congratulations to him on that.
And then I was curious, signing a one-year deal and seeing all these pass rushers get these big contracts, is that kind of, like a chip on your shoulder? Like, what's your kind of approach going into this season, knowing it's a situation?
I never measure myself based off of what another man has or what another man, has gotten. That's not the way I live life. Everybody got their deals this year. Congratulations to them. Go out there, do my numbers, and, it'll be my time, So I'm just worried about going there and being the best football player Haason Reddick can be come day one, and, taking it from there.
David Newton here again. Was last year more like, in your mind, your rookie year because you're finally given a chance to do what you did at Temple and grew up doing a little bit?
Not necessarily, Dave. Because at this point, I have 3 years already under my belt. So I was more I'm looking for the right word, conditioned to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I knew the game speed, knew the type of opponents I was going against. Only thing was different was in the off season, finally getting back to working on my pass rush. And it was great. I did have a lot of fun. And I would say last year was one of my better years, not in terms of stats or numbers, but just the way I felt about football.
And somebody was telling me that the one thing they like is you feel comfortable with who you are and where you're headed right now. Just tell me what you think they meant when they say that.
Just, the place that I'm in goes back to the question. I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but it goes back to the question the young lady just asked as far as, what other pass rushers has gotten in this off season. I just focus on myself, man. I focus on myself, and day in and day out, how can I be a better person? How can I be a better football player? And with that being said, I like where I'm at. I like where I'm at, and I know my time is coming, and I'm gonna get my chance. And that's all that I could focus on. That's all that I could worry about.
Let's go to Christian Audi, followed by Vincent Richardson.
What's up, Zon? My name is Christian. I'm from the local Fox station, also a former Owl myself. But I wanted to know what you thought about Brian Burns and Shaq Thompson, just the young core here in Charlotte, just how you felt, how you would fit into this defense, and just kind of being the outside looking in. What is your initial thoughts on
man, looking at the defense, man, and all of the pieces, outside of just Shaq and Brian, man, all of the pieces that's being brought in this year through our free agency, man, it's just it's crazy. And if we get together and we can mesh well, man, it could be a beautiful thing for this defense. As far as me, I just look at it as another threat, another threat. And I looked at Brian. I watched some of his film. He's an amazing player. Shaq, amazing player. So to be here and be able to add to that, just that creates a lot of confusion, or it has to for the offense, the game plan against us. It'll be hard. And I immediately thought, I can come here, I can make an impact, and I can already, be a special guy with the guys that's already special here.
Appreciate you, bud.
No problem. Thank you, Christian.
Hey, Haason. It's Vincent from the Right Report. You mentioned about wanting to sort of prove to teams and to those around the NFL that the production you had last year is something that you can do on a consistent basis. How much of a factor in signing with Carolina was the trust in having Phil Snow put you in a position to do that rather than being moved around again going forwards?
That was a big part of it, because I had tried the inside linebacker thing, and it's not me, it's not who I am, and not saying that I couldn't have been, but to try to learn how to be an inside linebacker on the highest level of the sport is it's difficult, man. It would be tough on anybody. So I wanted to make sure that I would, be used as a pass rusher and somebody who would, primarily be used to get after the quarterback. That's what I do best, and that's where I'm most confident at.
All right, guys, I have time for 3 more. So let's go to Jonathan Alexander, then Will Kunkel, wrap it up with Mike Solarte.
So I was going to ask about Brian, but you just answered that. So let me ask you, being a walk-on at Temple, how did that motivate you or affect you? How did you let that fuel you during your college career?
Man, I carried it with a chip on my shoulder, man. I always felt like, football was for me. Always felt like that, and I had to work on for circumstances and situations that I couldn't control. But being there, man, just felt like I was one of the better players, and I went out there every day, worked hard, and tried to prove that. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, my hard work had paid off. I got on the field. My time came. I had finally got a scholarship. And now I'm here in the NFL. So, I carried that whole, still to this day, man, I carry that attitude with me.
That's on one more. You play the Giants this year. Excited to play them again and maybe bring them a little thank you note for your career, your contract this year?
Oh man, funny question, but I'm excited to play everybody this year. I got this chip on my shoulder. Like I just said, I got the chip on my shoulder, man, and I'm definitely going to be carrying that in this year for other reasons. So I'll be looking forward to playing everybody this year and, creating havoc and disruption, like I said before, and getting after everybody this year. The Giants won't be the only one on the list, every opponent.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Haason, going back to Christian's question about how you talked about looking around the other linebackers on the defense. Linebacker's been a pretty storied position with the Panthers, going back to Sam Mills, Luke Kuechly, who's, was part of the staff. I mean, TD, how do you see yourself kind of carrying that mantle? And then I've got a follow-up for you.
That's the thing, man. I'm not trying to carry into any mantle, like you said, they are all great players, all great linebackers. But I'm not trying to carry any mantle. I'm just trying to come in and be the best version of Haason Reddick that Haason Reddick can be at the end of the day. They had their careers, very successful careers, and at the end of the day, I'm just trying to have a successful career myself. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
And last one for you, as we started this, what is the juice of choice that you were working on for your lunch there?
Oh, no, I'm drinking a little bit of what's this? Nantucket's nectars. This is the pineapple orange banana, man. So it's kind of good. I just had some Chipotle after my workout, man. Trying to, eat healthy. And I love that juice. It's a really good juice. I suggest everybody try it if they can.
All right, guys. Joe, if you have a quick one, you can ask before we let Haason go.
Thanks, Preston. Haason, I think they list you on the roster officially as a linebacker. How would you describe yourself, and do you think this is going to end up being more of like a 3-4 type defense or multiple?
That I can't directly answer. When I had talked to Snow, they were still working on it. A lot of great pieces came in this year. I said this already. A lot of great pieces came in this year. And one thing that I know about Snow is he's going to take the pieces that he has and he's going to try to get them all on the field at the same time and create a bunch of mismatches. That's the only thing that I can be for certain, and for sure about.
All right, guys, that'll do it. Haason, we appreciate you taking the time.
No problem, Preston. I appreciate you all as well. Have a good day, man, and be blessed.